Namaskaram. Welcome to PGurus. I'm your host, JK. Recently, there was a judgment convicting six people, one of them being the kingpin, Subhash Chandra Kapoor, for idol theft. And he has been in jail since 2011. And after almost 11 years, he got convicted and he has been given some 10 years of rigorous imprisonment, along with other five who have been given, or not rigorous imprisonment, at least they were kind of convicted as well as they were asked to pay fine. There's one man who has been, I guess, he has done a colossal effort to unearth, to in fact get all those idols back to India. And he, in fact, he holds one of his WhatsApp status, or in fact, a display DP as idol of Raja Cholan. He holding the idol of Raja Cholan as his DP. We are really happy to be associated. PGurus will take pride in associating with Mr. Vijay Kumar, co-founder of Indian Pride Project. Let me welcome him.
Thanks to
Namaskar.
PGurus and thanks for having me on the show. The DP, I wish it were Raja. Of course, I idolize him. It's actually a Samandar that we got back from Australia to Sirkari
Samandar.
temple that came back,
Okay.
that was stolen sometime in the 1970s, and we managed to get it back from Australia, and he's gone back to worship. And this was actually the Murti being handed over to the temple authorities in a court in Kumbakonam 2 months ago, and the temple authorities actually wanted me there, and they want to get it from my hand. So it's quite not often that we get such visibility to such projects. We generally are in the background, and I consider it fortunate and privileged to even touch and feel these ceremonies, bodies of God. Thank you for the opportunity.
I guess that was a befitting action by the temple authorities to just receive it from your hand. And I stand corrected. It wasn't Raja Choran, and it was Samandar, Tirunjana Samandar. And in fact, you kind of extradited, you kind of helped the authorities extradite Raja Choran as well, right?
Well, Raja was actually taken away and in a museum within India, and he's currently, the trial is still ongoing. So Raja and his queen are currently seized. As evidence, the case is ongoing, so I don't want to comment on it. But they are back in the temple facing the Shivlinga, the Rodaya that he installed. So I hope he never leaves that temple site again.
I guess that is an historic victory, I should say. So just coming back to this case, right? It's almost 10 years, and you think, or rather, you believe that the case is going pretty slow, and the opposition, right, the accused, tried to
Well,
delay the process as much as possible. But are you happy with the conviction now?
I'm happy, first of all, that for the first time in India's history, a kingpin, and that especially somebody who holds a US passport, has got a conviction. I think it's the first time in the world that somebody has got such a serious sentencing for heritage or art crime. Because globally, this is seen as a faceless crime, and usually they get away with pittance. And sadly, the laws in India are not more stringent enough. To look at the data, Kapoor was extradited. He was arrested in Germany in September 2011 through an Interpol Red Corner notice from the idol wing in Tamil Nadu, and he fought his extradition to India for almost a year. India won the extradition case in 2012, and he finally came down to India in October 2012. So he's been an under trial, a remand prisoner technically for the last 10 years. And there was a lot of delaying tactics, and I wouldn't say that we have been diligent in our case files as well. And there's a lot of flack that Tamil Nadu, there's a lot of politics behind who does what. But I would say with pride that at least in Tamil Nadu, we had the balls to file cases. None of the other states have actually even joined in. There are some classic examples. I'm not saying that Tamil Nadu has done great, but at least we did something. You take the neighboring states, for example, Karnataka, Andhra, even though we've identified even theft from heritage sites, ASI sites like Chandavaram, which is a Buddhist site, which was robbed in 2004 three times over a course of 8 months. The Buddhist murtis were broken, transported, sold to Australia. One of them is currently sold with Christie's. We are still tracking it. Another one is in the Lower Abu Dhabi. And despite an open FIR, ASI, nor the state where this ASI site is, even after the relief of Buddha, worshippers of Buddha feast was returned by Australia, it's currently on display in the Museum of Returned and Restituted Objects in Sargonagla, Delhi. That case has not even been tagged on to Kapoor. So what we are seeing now, I think there was tremendous pressure. Last 4 years, the case didn't move that much, but we've been slowly working on. See, usually what happens is, they say, I'm reminded of a popular movie where they say, "Kuttata uttu," or rather, you accept the confess to the crime. And for too long, Kapoor has been maintaining that he's innocent, and he in fact traded in replicas where we know the bare facts is contrary. He is what who we call in the art market a Janus figure, who knows exactly from where they were stolen. In fact, he colluded with robbers. This was a targeted looting on an industrial scale where his suppliers of the Island and Sanjeev Ashokan actually went after temple sites, took photographs, and there has been a case, like for example, which we recently managed to crack, it's been back in us for almost 10 years, of a large Buddha stone murti from the Chola era that was on sale for almost $2 million in America, seized in 2012 by Operation Idol. And this Buddha has a very strange history. Kapoor had loaned it to the Asian Civilization Museum in Singapore, and it was part of a very prominent exhibition called Nalanda Way. It was opened by the then Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh, and he had the audacity to display on loan a stolen Chola Buddha in the museum. And when it went back, its price doubled because it had a tag or a provenance, as we call it, of displayed in the Nalanda Way, opened by by then Indian Prime Minister. And this Buddha we were looking for the Buddha's theft case in Nagapattinam because it was tagged and offered in the market as Nagapattinam Buddha. But we realized it was stolen from a temple site, in fact, a Perumal temple in Arapakkam, which is very near Kanchipuram. And there are photographs that we have now exposed from a small book. So these cases have still to be lodged on Kapoor. So for me, what it looks like is there was pressure to close the case because I think there was a very prominent visit to Germany, I think, by the Indian Prime Minister, and Germany was making a case for failure to prosecute despite almost a decade. And there was tremendous pressure on the idol wing and the judicial system here. And we were fearing the worst in the sense that he might be acquitted like the other prominent smugglers have in the past. I quote Vaman Gia, for example, another prolific smuggler from Rajasthan, who was, he was arrested in 2003. In 2013, a court acquitted him because there was lack of evidence. ASI failed to prosecute or even appeal the case in the Rajasthan High Court. Is a free man now, though we know that he sold more than 10,000 objects of Indian art by Sotheby's. So I'm happy that at least he doesn't go out a free man. But this is not the end for Kapoor. I think he's 73 years old now, and the US are going to extradite him because there are live cases in the US as well. But I think he gets getting away lightly because of a very stupid mistake in drafting an amendment by the Tamil Nadu legal system. In 1993, there was an amendment done to IPC Section 370, which basically deals with housebreaking theft. Today, sadly, in India, we don't even have a section in the IPC for heritage crimes or temple theft. They are prosecuted under housebreaking theft. So in Tamil Nadu, somebody came up with this brilliant idea that the minimum sentencing was 3 months up to 7 years. They wanted to draft it to say that it should be a minimum sentence of at least 3 years and 3,000 rupees. But they failed to mention the word minimum. So the amendment was done in 1993, a state amendment to IPC saying temple theft should carry a penalty of 3 years, and they left it at that. And that has become the norm now, saying that is the maximum penalty you can apply, leading to this enormous problem that we have. If you rob a house in Tamil Nadu, you get 7 years. You rob a temple in Tamil Nadu, you get 3 years. And this travesty of justice still exists, and nobody is even wanting to change this, and that's the reason why Kapoor is getting away with 3 years on 4 cases. So I think it's going to be 12 years if they run separately. And the what we're hearing is he's going to be let off against time spent, and Germany is for some reason weirdly pushing for his extradition to Germany, which beats me because he's not a German citizen; he's a U.S. passport holder, and we understand that the Manhattan DA's office is actively put a stop to the extradition as per New York Times report today, and they want him extradited to face trial in the US. And that is very significant for us because his sister, Kapoor's sister, Sushma Sareen, was exposed in 2012. And when he was arrested in Germany, while in Interpol custody, he managed to smuggle a handwritten note through his lawyer, which was a note to his manager, and then passed to his girlfriend, and then passed to his sister, which said, "Hide the two dancers and consorts in my cabinet," which basically meant hide two Natarajas and two Uma Parameshwaris bronzes, totally valued at about $18.5 million, that the sister has hidden in New York. She was charged in America, and she's out on a $10,000 fine. And still now we don't know where these four murtis are. And sadly, one of the murtis is the first case on Kapoor from Sutamalli. So today we actually proved that Kapoor was involved in the Sutamalli heist because it was an inscribed bronze. The base of the Nataraja had the word Sutavalli inscribed on it, and that bronze is hidden by the sister in New York. Plus, the district attorney's office is holding on to key evidences, like there is a case of Tachur Skanda, who we have exposed, which was again an open theft. No case has been filed on Kapoor. He tried to sell it as a Pandya period Shiva, it was a Pallava period Muruga. Again, through our network, we managed to find a small booklet that had the picture. So a lot of cases, including those in Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, West Bengal, Orissa, none of these states have bothered to even file additional charges. So in all likelihood, because of the pressure from the MEA, because of the pressure on the extradition, he might walk away from India, withholding information on thousands of statues that he had looted. We know for certain only about 68 of the 2,622 that were seized, plus another 300 that he sold. There are hundreds of images in his catalogs that have not been traced. So if we let him go, and that's going to be the end of it, it's going to be, I would say, a tremendous failure on our part because till now we don't know who else was involved in this route. The US hopefully will be more diligent in going after the ball.
Right. Thank you very much for touching upon the points like it's kind of a house burglary that law will apply to this kind of stolen theft, stolen idol theft. And we are not doing enough to ensure that culprits are booked properly and given.
It's a joke. It's a joke, JK, actually. Imagine he made millions. One of the murtis that we are trying to get back is from Bihar, and it was in the market. She was in the market. Yakshi from Barud. He was trying to sell it for $15 million. And today, the prosecution in total is going to pay 12,000 rupees fine. So what he had sold, what money he's made, he's going to keep it. So he's going to go back to the US. But again, I still feel that the other states have a moral obligation to file cases, because all these are open FIRs that have been closed in many cases saying idols not found. Now that we've brought back the idols, we hope that we do the right thing in filing those cases against Kapoor.
Right. Again, we understand that you're working with authorities. I hope they heed to your request and at least amend the law such that idol theft are treated as such. Right. Thank you very much for all the explanation, Vijay. I guess it's really, really happy. Again, PGurus is really, really happy to have you with us each and every time when you come on the show. Thank you once again. Thank you.